So in today's video, we are actually going to share the story of how Chad and I, that hippie couple, met. It's a pretty cute story, so buckle up. This past May 16th was our 5-year anniversary. We met in the Okanagan.
5 years ago, one of my good friends, Chase Choman, he convinced me to move from Saskatoon with him to Kelowna, British Columbia. Next thing you know, obviously, Kelowna dispensaries just became a thing.
When we actually met, I was working at a medical marijuana dispensary and Chad was a regular there, so he did come in quite often. I was the receptionist there. I was the person who let everybody in.
I was in the dispensary, and lucky to my surprise, Ashley at the time was the front desk girl.
Didn't think too much about anything at that time. I was personally going through a very hard emotional time in my life. At that time, I had recently lost somebody, very tragically and suddenly, and I was having a very hard time coping with life. At that time, my eyes were completely closed to the whole world. I was just in this really dark place. I was still open-minded to meeting new people and kind of putting myself out there a little bit. So my employers decided at that time they wanted to do a staff party, and we went to a hockey game. I got to bring my girlfriend, my best friend, with me. I would have never went without her. So we decided we're gonna get dressed, look cute, go to this hockey game, be social.
I don't know, I was pretty shy. She's a cute girl, she had some dreadlocks, she had a real hippie vibe to her. I was really digging it. Became pretty good friends with the owners of the dispensary. We all went on like a bit of a social night kind of thing, and I got to actually talk to Ashley in a different setting than just like her working and me in there. Had a good time, went to a hockey game, Kelowna Rockets. The company had got like a little box thing. Ashley was there with one of her girlfriends. It's pretty fun, went outside, went for a smoke.
That's when I really seen Chad for my first time. I remember we went outside for a smoke. My girlfriend actually stayed up we had a box or whatever in the stadium. It was the first time I looked at Chad and I was like, man, he's actually pretty cute. He had long blonde hair. He didn't have dreadlocks at that time, and he had it in a little man bun, and he was wearing a dark t-shirt, and I remember thinking that he's cute. I actually went straight back upstairs to our box and told my girlfriend, this guy's like kind of cute, hey? And I told her about him or whatever.
I affirmed the fact that she was in fact really cute and that I wanted to get to know her.
As soon as the hockey game had ended, we decided we're getting out of here. I was social enough for one evening, so we started to leave, my girlfriend and I, and Chad came running up behind us and he asked if I was able to maybe give him a ride home. I'd
gotten a ride to the hockey game instead of getting a cab home or another ride. I asked Miss Ashley what they were doing. They wanted to drive me home. We all walked to my car and I ended up driving him home, where he invited Sarah and I, my girlfriend, to come in and have some drinks or hang out or whatever. And at that, I was not in a mental place to do that, but I asked him for his phone number so that I could message him and tell him if I changed my mind, because I told him I was going to think about it. That's how I got his phone number, and I messaged him that same night and told him that I wouldn't be coming over, but it was nice to meet him or something like that. From there, we chatted a little bit, did the little text game kind of thing, started hanging out a bit, hung out a few times, and then did what all boys do when they like a girl, ask them out, right? Naturally. She says, oh, I don't know, I don't think I'm ready yet, that kind of thing. So I'm like, oh yeah, whatever, that's fine, I just moved here only a few months ago. Still hadn't met that many people. She said maybe we could be friends, that kind of thing. And I said, yeah, sure. I could use some friends.
It did get to a point where I feel like I accidentally friend zoned him because I had told him I wasn't interested or I didn't want to go on a date, but I started to really like him. I had the biggest crush on him. I drove my girlfriends crazy because I was still going through this dealing with this grief that I had from losing somebody, at the same time falling for somebody. I just didn't know what to do or how to handle this mix of emotions.
Still slightly infatuated with this girl, but she just wants to be friends, which is cool, whatever, that's totally fine. We started hanging out quite frequently. Next thing you know, we're pretty much hanging out every single day. Now, by this point, I still did not know that she liked me.
I think what happened was I actually got a little drunk one night and I called him in the middle of the night and I told him that I have this huge crush on him and I really liked him, and he was surprised. He had no idea. He's like, oh, really? Like, you told me that you didn't. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, I've been trying to flirt.
I think it was like the day after, 2 days after my birthday, on May 16th, we went on the most magical trip ever. We ended up at the Enchanted Forest just outside of Revelstoke, which if you haven't been there before, it's a must go to, because these are all like fairy tale creatures and like old nursery rhymes. This old lady like made all these figurines out of clay and porcelain and all these different things, scattered them all over the woods and made these cute little paths that you can mosey around and just go read about the nursery rhymes.
And it's like you're actually living in a fairy tale or a storybook. It's a beautiful, beautiful place.
This is not sponsored by the Enchanted Forest, but magical place indeed. I was like, I think that you should be my girlfriend, and lucky enough for me, she agreed.
And I just knew, I actually knew probably at that time that, like, I definitely loved this guy, like, could not get enough of him. Chad and I actually really enjoyed going on walks together and hiking and exploring. One day we were out for a walk or a hike and we were sitting down talking. We were just talking about Halloween, because it's my favorite day of the year. So I said, well, what did you do for Halloween last year? Or did you dress up? Did you go out? And he was like, yeah, I did actually. I went to the bar and I dressed up as a blow-up dinosaur. I was an inflatable dinosaur. And I was like, really? That's interesting. I went out as well, actually. I dressed up as a pirate. And I think I jumped on and rode a blow-up dinosaur. And Chad was like, really? A pirate rode my dinosaur, and I was instantly knew that it was him. My girlfriend who I was at that bar with that night, I got her to take a picture of me jumping on this guy's dinosaur. So we actually have a picture of technically the first time we ever met. We did dance for a little bit. I felt totally comfortable. I don't know, like those things, you know? Serendipity. It's just so crazy to think that we had already met at that point. We are definitely very like-minded. They say opposites attract, and in some ways we are very opposite. I am an Aquarius, so that makes me an air sign, and Chad is a Taurus, so that makes him an earth sign. So I'm very like flighty up here, like do-do-do. I live in my own little world a lot. I make a lot of hasty decisions, and Chad is very, very grounded. He keeps me grounded. He's rational and reasonable, and I'm not. So we are very opposite, but very similar at the same time. We've been together ever since. We do still, to this day, spend 24/7 together, unless we're at work. We do spend a lot of time together. But we really enjoy each other's company, and we really strive to understand what the other person is either going through, needs, or wants. And it really helps a lot of the arguments. We argue. We're normal people. When we argue, there's a reason, like a disconnect or a miscommunication, or something is happening that we're not understanding. And so we take that time right then and there, and we're like, hey, what's going on? Why are we arguing? Sometimes we're just cranky, sometimes I'm hangry. But we work it out.
It's been a pretty amazing 5 years. I've had lots of ups and downs, but I have never in my life gone through such difficult times, but extremely like pleasurable. I've never had a backbone like she offers, you know? Like we go into something and normally I would consider maybe the easy way out or doing it different, but for us I feel like we've, right from like day one, we've been trying to build this awesome future for ourselves, you know? Like we had that connection, like right from the start. We both felt like this relationship meant something and it was something to really be fulfilled, you know? It was never second guessing like, oh, is this gonna work out? Is this what I really want? Is this? Is this? I think we've both always had the feeling that progressing in our relationship is like the best thing for our relationship, not holding back when it comes to being with each other or going through something. We're on Vancouver Island, which was like an extremely big move for both of us together. But we did this ourselves. We dedicated a lot of time and effort, and blood, sweat, and most of all tears into building a house that would work for us, you know? And now putting that house like where we need to be, which right now is Vancouver Island. Every day we're in such awe that we've made it this far and that this is our reality, you know? And we talked about it. We're living, we're happy, and we're gonna continue to live and we're gonna continue to become happier, you know? We're engaged now. We wanna get married like now, at least I do. Who cares about a wedding? Fuck the wedding, that's stupid. Let's just get married. We're having a baby in literally, we're due in like 3 weeks.
Now we're gonna have a baby. A little mixture of both of us. Who will this little person be?
I wouldn't trade this shit for anything else. This is what I'm here for. My baby girl.
That's the story of how we met. We pretty much fell in love right at that moment. I think we said I love you to each other only probably days after we even started dating. And we've been on this journey together ever since. I hope you enjoyed our little love story. I know it's super cute and cheesy. We've never questioned whether we're meant to be together. We just know it. It's a knowing. You just know sometimes, you know?
Well, peace out, guys, and thanks for listening.
Thanks for watching, guys. I hope that you have a great rest of your day. I'll have a great rest of my day, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.